Come on, let's keep a little optimism.
Subscribe, leave a voicemail, and share the show with a brother.
Chewie, get us out of here!
Time to abandon ship.
It's great to be in the Empire today.
Star Wars Escape Pod is the pod for you.
There's the Republic's choice of podcast anywhere in the galaxy.
If you are tuning in right now, don't go anywhere. Leave a review and make it a good one.
Empire today. Empire today. I thought that was a pretty good take. Pray I don't alter my performance any further.
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod. And this is I believe it's our 393rd episode. We are rapidly approaching episode 400. And the celebration in the Cantina is yet to come. We've had some really great shows in the past couple weeks. Most recently, a special guest a couple weeks ago, debuting his book, Young and Star Wars, A Contemporary Mythology. So definitely go and check out Steve, our special guest, who was on the show back in early September. And definitely go and check out the book. The links are all in the description below, and check out the book as well, which is, I believe, having a launch at one of the bookstores somewhere in Oregon. So you can go find his Twitter feed, and it's on there, and it's free to attend the launch. So definitely go and check that out. Also, Starfighter casts have been revealed, the whole cast list. So that was something we talked about last week, and we celebrated 6 years of Star Wars Escape Pod. And with me this week is none other than your co-host, Mr. Blake. Welcome back.
Chut chut.
Chut chut.
Bet nobody expected my name to get dropped there.
Yeah, well, here we are 6 years later, and we're over the hump now. So this is the first one coming out after 6 years.
Does that mean we're going to be done in 6 years from now?
Actually, no, that doesn't. Yeah, that's not what that means, I guess. I guess that would signify
that
in
we're
12
on our way
years
out.
we're halfway, everybody. Halfway there.
This is more like an escalator to nowhere. It just keeps going.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's a interesting question to throw around, though. Like, when would be a good stopping point?
When we lose our passion for Star Wars?
Yeah, like, I guess so. Like, I mean, some podcasts just die, like some of them just disappear into the void. Like, they just...
I think it's normally people get busy.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't put out, like, a finale kind of, this is over sort of thing. Like, sometimes it's just like, it's dropped, out. It just fizzles out, and it just kind of...
I think that's why. Because the plan is always to come back, and it's hard to arrange people.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad to think about.
Thankfully, this has just become a weekly excuse for us to hang out.
Yeah. It's like, exactly. That's why we got a Cantina Banter, to keep us going when the times are, when the news is a bit more dry. But
it is slow out there right now, I tell you what.
It is slow out there. So, I mean, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe, hopefully, the hope is that people get some enjoyment out of listening to the two of us, and whoever else comes on.
I sure hope so. Can't imagine why, but
right. Yeah. And we've had some fantastic guests on in the last few weeks, but and as well as just friends of ours, who've been involved over the years, and we're missing two co-hosts this week, as we normally do. Our friend Bryce and our friend Kirk, and
we haven't talked to Kirk in a while, actually.
Yeah, in fact, I wonder if maybe we can give him a call, because I know where he is right this second.
Australia.
And no, normally he is. But this week he is actually traipsing around the Black Spire outpost in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh man, is he there like right now?
Yeah,
at Disney.
He is there right this second. So naturally, we're gonna try and
call in live from Batuu.
That's right. We're gonna try and make a long distance.
He has no idea that we're gonna do this.
He has no idea. He did say he would send a voicemail, and then he didn't.
Oh man,
must
be poor service on Batuu.
Or just poor motivation.
Or he got pickpocketed by some sleemo.
Yeah, he lost his phone in a dice roll or something like that. I don't know, but hey, I don't blame him at all. I mean, he's at the happiest place on earth, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So let's give him a call and let's see if we can get a hold of him.
R4, reach out to
R4. Boost the signal, R4.
We'll have to bounce it off Dr. Steve. It's too far away.
Hello there.
There he is. Shut. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm currently somewhere in between Pirates of the Caribbean and Indiana Jones. I can't remember what it's called, but somewhere in between there right now.
Oh, nice, legendary. Well, I don't want to suck up too much of your time, but you're on air, and I just wanted to ask. I'm
on air.
You're on air, man. Yeah.
And we heard you were stranded at Batuu.
Yeah.
No, I almost got stuck on the Rise of the Resistance ride, but I managed to get past Kylo, and yeah, we're all cool now.
Oh, nice.
That must have been a close call.
Yeah.
And hopefully Chewbacca was there to help you out and fly you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Falcon that seems to not be able to take off anymore.
Yeah. I've seen a few of the characters walking around. This is my first time here. I have to admit, they're definitely, it's probably the best part of the park, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. They did a really good job on all the set dressing and everything.
Right. Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
What are your general thoughts, I guess, of the land, like of Galaxy's Edge, because it is your first time being there. So what are your thoughts, as a first timer?
It's definitely unlike anything I've been to, at least. Like you go in there and you're definitely totally immersed. Like there's the transition from the other parts of the park is also like really subtle as you walk in, and you kind of just don't realize until you look around and you can kind of things start to seem familiar. And then when you walk in and you see like the massive X-wing and like the A-wing, like that's the first part I walked into. I was like, wow, okay, I've never felt like this before. Like I'm actually in something, Star Wars, I guess.
It's pretty
it's insane. Like even like the Coke carts, like they have like these Coke carts there, but only in that section of the park. They're like in like the little balls to make it look like it's from the galaxy, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like I can't even get started on the ride. The ride is by far like the best ride at Disneyland, and ironically, I guess it was the first one that I walked up to and did. So I did that ride, and it spoiled every other ride. It spoiled every other ride because I'm like, is all the rides going to be like this?
It's a very high bar. That's true.
It's pretty
sweet though. They have like the carts like are moving around 3-dimensionally like that.
Yeah. And you said your lineups were pretty
good,
like
right? That, and like the animatronics and just even like the line, like just going in the line and then how they like separate each of the stages of the waiting process is like insane. Like we've had really quick lines. He hasn't been too bad.
So
but I just love how they they make it like a whole experience and stuff.
What's your favorite meal that you've had so far there?
Definitely courtesy of yourself. The recommendation, the Ronto Wrap is pretty damn good.
That's my boy.
I give the Ronto Wrap 3 Pablo points. That's for sure.
Oh, nice.
And I give the blue milk 2 Poodoos. That was a big disappointment.
You ended up trying it. You ended up trying it then.
Yeah, I tried it, and it was really like it tasted like a slushy, more than milk.
Right.
And because our Australian dollar is really bad, it was like $19 for a cup of like blue slushy milk.
Oh,
so it was just
that's pretty rough.
So and it came in like this little cup. Like I thought the Star Wars cup could have been nicer or something like that, but It just came in like this plastic cup, and it was pretty small. But aside from that, there's this other I've had all these other drinks and everything in the park, and it was definitely my least favorite, that's for sure. But at least I can try it.
A liquor drink, an adult beverage, or was that family friendly?
No, it was just kid friendly.
Okay, because I was thinking
youngling friendly, as they say.
An easy choice would be to just do like a white Russian and then just put some like blue food coloring in it.
Have you bought any merch yet?
It was okay. No, yeah, you know what? I knew you were gonna ask that question, and I haven't bought any merch yet. I'm saving it until my last day here, so I don't have to carry it around throughout my North American trip. So, but definitely got my eye on some things. That's for sure.
That is fair.
Trying not to buy it.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Yeah, that's exactly. The whole park is an entire gift store.
Yeah, basically is. Yeah,
but let's go. Anyway, I've got to get back on. I've got to get back to some galactic adventures now and try and not get too lost amongst all this
thanks so much for
eating
taking the
clam
call,
chowder and running around.
Yeah, you enjoy.
So I'll provide a more comprehensive review later on.
Sounds good.
Man.
All right.
Say hi to Dexter at his diner for us.
Yeah, hit the Ogas.
I will. Yeah, that's right. I'll get a double dozen Dexter Diners donuts for
and
you
Java juice.
people. Yeah. And Java juice, of course.
All right, buddy. Take care. Thanks so much.
All right, guys. See you later. Bye.
All right. Well, thank you, Kirk, for that lovely call in.
I'm surprised we're able to reach him.
Yeah,
over in Batu.
Took a few attempts there, but yeah, we appreciate the time and
the signal.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome, kind of calling somebody who's like over there right now. It's just feels like I'm there.
Right.
I'm living the dream by liaison.
I assume by that you're mostly referring to the Ronto Wrap.
I recommended the Ronto Wrap. I did not recommend the blue milk. I did say, hey, it's a little fruity. It's
a weird choice.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I kind of wish they had, because if you are aware of what they used for the prop, it was actually like a can of evaporated milk.
Yeah.
And it was very warm, as Mark Hamill has talked about. And apparently it was very disgusting. But the problem is, once you take one sip in one take, you have to take a sip in every take.
Right.
For consistency.
Yeah, I guess that's the trouble with, yeah, he did say that, didn't he? He said the milk was disgusting. I hope it was a little bit better, at least on The Last Jedi, when he had to get that green milk stash. I hope it was maybe a little bit more tasty, but I don't know.
He hasn't shared that story.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about the green milk. Maybe it's a bit more refreshing.
Man, I would love to know what he was thinking the moment they told him he was going to do that. Not again.
Oh man, so good. Well, I got a little bit of news for you lately. I recently, I don't know if I brought this up already, but I finally finished the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle video game.
Okay.
And it was
like a long game.
It is a long game. I spent a lot of extra time on the first two locations, and not to spoil anything, but there's more than two locations. And by the time I got to the third big location, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start picking up the pace and like not do all the side stuff, like going from one to location to the next.
The only part I saw you playing was you had trying to take a picture of like a cat on a roof.
Yeah, that was in the Vatican. That was in the first location.
Like this is Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, not the greatest side mission to catch me on. Not the greatest side mission to catch me on to display the game, but yeah, it was so good that I gotta say I liked the story of this video game more than at least two of the movies.
I bet I can guess which two.
Probably. For the sake of fun and lightheartedness, we'll just keep those two a mystery.
Right, sounds like a plan.
But the game was amazing. Like it was so good, man. Like it was like it just felt like it was written by Steven Spielberg or somebody.
I think we should drop a spoiler alarm, and then you can maybe tell me the points. Give me the points of the story, because I am curious.
Yeah,
and I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, all right.
Drop the alarm.
All right, there we go. So
You've been warned.
Spoiler alarm has been hit.
If you're planning to play this game, you might have to jump ahead a bit.
Yeah. So Okay, I'm just gonna bring up some like bullet points here, just because I do need a bit of a refresher.
It was that long.
It was a long game. It was a very long game. So you start off. Actually, I should say this game kicks things off with. Are you familiar with like the order of the films chronologically?
Yes.
So like the first one that they made is actually the second one you watch,
yeah.
And then there's the Last Crusade is the third one, right?
Yeah.
And then Ark is the second one, Temple of Doom is the first one.
Classic George Lucas, can't do it in chronological order.
Right. So to set the stage, you start the game on the very most the most iconic. Okay, if I said what's the most iconic part of Temple of Doom for you, what would it be?
I feel like it would be when they're inside near like the minecarts and stuff.
Really? Oh, that's not what I would say. Okay, so
like the rope bridge.
Well, for me, it's the golden idol with the big rolling ball. Like that's like the most iconic part of that movie to me, because
that's Raiders.
No, that's
Raiders.
Wait, is that Raiders?
Yes, that's the opening of Raiders.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We're sure about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like positive?
Because the opening of Temple of Doom is when they're in China, and there's like the big show, the big dance number.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right. Okay, yeah. So the beginning of Raiders.
So that's the one you didn't like then, huh?
No. No, not the case. No, yeah, you're right. So the opening scene to Raiders is what I meant. I guess. Like,
yes, that's the most iconic in the entire series.
In the entire series, yeah. So like you play through that level in the game. So it starts off with kind of recapping Raiders, but the beginning of Raiders. So you play through they recreate the entire part of the movie that you find this temple, go in, steal the idol, get out, and everyone dies in that process, right? Because like one person runs away, one person whips out a gun at you, and you take it out with the whip, and then he gets away. And then the last guy that stays with you goes in, he steals the idol from you, and then he gets like speared in a booby trap, right? And then you get out, and then you get captured. So like you go through that entire endeavor.
So it just matches the
almost one for one.
Movie.
Yeah, basically as accurate as they could possibly make it.
Do you have to jump over the big pit and then the ball comes out?
Yes, you do. And by the time you get out of the cave, that's when you get captured, and then the adventure ends, and you realize that it was a dream because you wake up.
Oh, Belloc.
And he's just remembering in his memory like this event that happened only
it's like a flashback.
Yeah, only like a year ago or whatever, right? You're in the school at nighttime and at the university that you work at, and there's you hear like a crash, and there's like it's thunderstorming outside, and you wake up at your desk, you're burning the midnight oil, so to speak, and then you go and investigate, and you realize that this giant, big, like Latin-speaking giant dude has like broken into the university, into the museum section, and he has taken an artifact from one of the cases. And you kind of fight him for a little bit, but he gets the better of you and knocks you out. And you kind of like, I think you wake up and you're like, hey, what the heck just happened? And you start to investigate what's missing from the university, right? And Marcus is there, so you have some really iconic characters in there, and you realize like, I'm gonna have to go to the Vatican to start my investigation of what's been stolen, and there's like reasons that he goes there first, and you find that out in the game and stuff like that. But anyways, so you go there, and that's where there's like a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that starts to explain exactly what this adventure is gonna kind of where it's gonna lead. But it goes so far because there's so much stuff to do that eventually once you get out of there, you're like, oh wait a minute, like this isn't it. Like this is like this keeps going, like and then it takes you to where is it? Egypt. So Egypt is like the second location, and then there's more locations after that. You go to the Himalayas, you go to Thailand, you go to Shanghai, you go to there's a number of other locations. Eventually, I think the final location I believe is in Iraq, if I'm not mistaken. And in general, the reason why it's called Indiana Jones' The Great Circle is because around this circle, around the globe, are these areas in which these statues have been hidden. And inside these statues are these stones. And these stones are basically these little cubicle style looking objects that look like puzzle pieces. And they have like a ancient language inscribed on them, which is believed to be like the first language given to the people by God, by the gods, by God. And so, the adventure continues, and I'm really summarizing here. You're also being pursued at the same time by a German scientist or archaeologist, I guess, by the name of Emmerich Voss. And not only are there tidbits and Easter eggs to like what we should consider expanded universe Indiana Jones, because if anyone's very familiar with Indiana Jones, like you'll know that there's lots of comic books, novels, other video games, like, stuff that was very pre-Disney. Like we're talking like early 2000s, 90s, 80s. And this game had nods of the head to a lot of it, like a lot of it. And it was like, because anytime I looked up, like if you find a paper that you look at or like a photograph or something like that, and in each major area, there's like 40 things that you can like pick up and find and collect and put it in your journal. And I looked up some names or like some events or whatever, and it would take me to the Indiana Jones wiki. And I was like able to see like, oh, that's like a connection to like this random comic book somewhere, or like this random novel that I never heard of, or something. I was like, man, this is unreal. Like this game is like
they really did their
pulling
research.
out all the stops. Oh yeah.
You basically just looked at Wikipedia and then copied and pasted everything underneath. Yeah,
totally. Not to mention the environments were so big and so crazy. But anyway, so the biggest spoiler is kind of at the end here, where you get to Iraq and you realize what the Great Circle is all about, what these pieces of stones are all about. They're the key to unlocking the power that lies within the final big reveal of the game, and that is Noah's Ark. So find Noah's Ark beneath one of these like pyramid structures in Iraq, and Emmerich Voss has already found it. And so he's actually ahead of you,
even though he didn't have all like the key blocks.
Yeah. So
how does that work?
So he tells you in the game like how he, I guess, a little bit about like how he came across some of the evidence that led him there, but in general, meanwhile, while he's been trying to find the stones, you playing as Indiana Jones have been trying to find out what these stones are for, and that's what leads you to the Ark. But he somehow worked backwards and found the Ark kind of more towards a while ago, and they've been excavating it for many months. So finally, at the end of the game, you realize that these stones unlock a power that this Ark has, and how Noah, I guess, like got around to all the different sections of the earth to collect different animals, and it basically teleports this Ark. Like it's like this giant teleporting sort of mystical like thing, like on the back, like kind of where the rudder is, like where you drive the boat. Like there's this like wheel that you put in a circle, like all these different stones from around the globe, and you say like a phrase, like a set of keywords, and then it teleports the boat. Yip. Yeah. I don't know. I forget the names, the different. Yeah, it was like a different language, right? So I forget all the words, but it was like it was crazy. And then so you end up teleporting in this big, like while you're fighting everybody, and you're on this Noah's Ark, like in the middle of the ocean. There's like big storm happening, and because some things go wrong. And the other thing is there's a name for the giants, the giants in the Bible. I forget the name of the
Nephilim.
The Nephilim. Yeah, thank you. So the Nephilim, it turns out, are the people who have been chosen to guard these artifacts and these stones and protect the secret of Noah's Ark. And so one of them, the one who breaks into the university to steal this statue, turns out there's a stone inside there, and he's just taking it back, right? So in your pursuit to find this guy and this stone, you start to uncover all this other evidence. And he's the one to kind of help you in the end as an ally, and he ends up disappearing with the boat after he gets you to jump off the ship once all the villains are kind of taken care of and everything. And you don't see him again, and that's how the game ends. And then now there's like a DLC called The Order of Giants, which is more about the Nephilim in a different way, and it has nothing to do with like continuing the story of where the Ark went. And I don't know like what they're going to do with that.
With them or something.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're going to do with that, but you do see the Ark go through this portal with the guy driving it, and you're like safe and sound off to the side eventually. But yeah, it was a crazy like ending, and it was very cinematic, and definitely felt like I was playing through an Indiana Jones movie, and I was like, man, this is
pretty cool.
100% this could be a movie.
Yeah.
Like totally. So
it's funny how
highly recommend.
I feel like people like the Indiana Jones stories when they have something that feels more culturally relatable. That's why I think Raiders as well as Last Crusade were super successful.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, being a more recent game and with a lot of story content to like draw off of, like for clues and Easter eggs and things like that. What was nice was they were able to create a really solid, lengthy story that was able to also bridge you from Raiders to Crusade. So it was kind of like an Indiana Jones 2.5 story.
That's interesting. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to continue what I was saying, because like I felt like even though they're like the Crystal Skull, for example, like is a real thing. It's something that people hadn't really heard of before that movie came out, really, as like in the common psyche. Whereas I feel like, at least growing up in the West, like everybody knows the story of like Noah or like the Last Supper, right?
Yeah, and that makes
Or the Ark.
Yeah, and
that's not to say that it'd be different in different places.
Right. Well, I like a lot of. I guess if you don't count the theme park rides, I don't really know what a lot of the novels are about, but I know that there was a game about, I think it was,
one was about Egypt, right?
Moses'
oh, you're right.
staff,
It's a staff. Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. It's like Indiana
Which is
Jones
so
and
very closely related to the Ark.
Yeah. Yeah, like a lot
of those. There's like the Spear of Destiny. They did that one too, didn't they? Spear of Destiny.
Man, I can't
That's
remember.
one of the items Hitler was like actually after.
A lot of Indiana Jones stories are based around like biblical artifacts or you know, lore, right? And that's kind of what made that, I guess, very just interesting, right? Because a lot of us do know the, you know, the books.
Yeah, the
right?
general story.
Yeah, and the story. Yeah,
and the really iconic items.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it was very in line with that route, and it just felt so natural, you know, in the Indiana Jones world. And not to mention, I was watching a documentary on the ride at Disneyland, and there was a bit of a debate back when they were constructing the ride, and George Lucas wasn't sure about the giant snake, and I guess they were like, okay, well, like eventually they came to put it in, and I think he was fine with it eventually. But at first he was like, I don't know about the giant snake, because that's like seems a bit more on the fictional side than on the I guess on like realistic side. Yeah, and you know, this is a very.
But then he put aliens in like
right.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I mean,
you can't prove that they're not real, but it is
there's always a bit of a science.
It feels like a jump within the Indiana Jones universe.
Yeah, and there's always like, I feel like the equation for Indiana Jones is like 85 to 90% grounded with a little bit of 10 to 15% fictional or fantasy or sci-fi or something like that.
Like the Ark zapping everybody or whatever.
Yeah, like the Ark zapping everybody or like the fact that someone was like immortality when you drink from Jesus' cup.
And I think that's what really grounds those films, makes them so good, is that there is that little hint of like mystery.
Right.
Whereas I feel like Crystal Skull had too much, because there's like psychic stuff going on through the whole movie, and weird, like people were going insane constantly, and then of course the big reveal at the end. Yeah,
and then Temple of Doom, of course, is kind of its own.
And the new one
sort of thing.
too, like.
Yeah, and the back in time.
Yeah,
going back in time.
Time travel's always tricky
to work.
It works in its own universe, but you try to like wrangle it into something like this, feels like a stretch.
It is, yeah, it is.
That's kind of the problem. I feel like everything needs to be bigger and crazier, but in reality, I feel like films have a better draw when they're like super grounded and relatable.
Oh yeah, and that's what's always made Indiana Jones such a great story, is like it's not just all fantasy and sci-fi. It's like it's got a lot of historical value to it. It takes place in this like time period,
it's a really interesting time period.
Yeah, it's such a
like
crazy time.
World War II.
Right, and it makes the story so rich because there is limitations to the characters, you know, whereabouts and the technology of the time like limits certain possibilities, right? Like nowadays it is so easy for someone just to pick up any kind of phone and call someone and communicate with that person, right? Whereas like back then, it's like you couldn't do that. Like,
no, you could maybe send like a telegram, or you'd have
to use a landline.
Yeah, but it'd be probably like pretty
Yeah.
challenging.
So like
expensive, and
in I think you're
low
when
quality.
in the game when you're in Thailand, you end up calling Marcus at a hotel that you find kind of in the jungle, and you stay in this like kind of jungle motel near a village, and you use the landline phone there. But of course, it's like kind of bad quality, and you have to like go through the connection
Right.
lady.
Yeah, yeah. That's super retro. Like that.
Yeah. So it's cool though, right? Like it's like, man, like this is just such a just a good story, good game. Highly recommend it.
I'm curious how it does outside the West, because
Indiana Jones.
yeah, especially
I wonder,
because we're talking about a very Western, like Christianity based stuff.
It didn't do that well overseas.
Yeah,
like
'cause I feel like that is where there's going to be a bit of a disconnect with the culture.
Yeah, like I feel like it didn't do overly well in Asia. I don't know about Europe, but the most recent one did not do very well in general. Like not even domestically, it didn't do too well. So, but that's the new one, right? Like I forget it. I don't know about the old ones, but yeah, it's it's a
okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the people of the new one, their favorite part was like the flashback.
Yeah.
When they're like on the train.
That was at least that was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
It was
too,
pretty cool.
It's like, man, this is so cool, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, definitely go and find it. It was made for Xbox and PC, made by Bethesda, but earlier this year they did eventually release a PlayStation version as well, so people can play it on.
Right, because Bethesda's owned by Microsoft now, right?
It is
a deal or something.
Yeah, so they did eventually bring the game to competing platforms about a year later, 8 months later, something like that. Yeah. That's what I have to say on that. So, looking forward to if they ever do another one. Maybe down the road I'll play the DLC, but I'm not super pressed to do that, just only because like I heard it's a little fluffy. Like it's like
the DLC.
Yeah, it's not like massively story rich. It's like just a bit of
Bethesda kind of always does that with their expansions. I mean, there's like some big expansions that have some really cool stuff, and then there's a lot of small expansions that are more fluffy, cosmetic, whatever.
Yeah, so I think this one's more kind of it adds a lot more like side stuff, and like there is a bit of a story element to it, but I don't think it's very long, so it is what it is. But anyways.
So it's more of a horse armor DLC.
yeah But anyway, that's what I got to say on that. I played it through Game Pass and I binged it, so I didn't need to pay $90 for the game. So anyone who's wanting to buy it, like you'll definitely benefit from if you want to 100% this game. Like if you're the kind of person that does every side thing and like you want to complete this game,
I have a problem with that.
Yeah, then
I have such a hard time not doing that.
Probably best to buy it
to the point where I like start to dislike the game.
So it's like it becomes a chore.
It's like an OCD thing.
Yeah. I've done that with very few games where I've 100%ed everything. Like normally I'll complete the main story, but then when it comes to the side stuff, I'm like, I don't know, right? Jedi Survivor is a game that I was like intending to go back and do more side stuff, and then I just didn't.
Yeah.
And then Fallen Order was like a little bit more linear, whereas like there's not really too much side stuff to do. So I never really went back and
I think I
did
did
those again.
Most, if not all of that, along like as I progressed.
Yeah, and that one's a bit easier to kind of do while you're doing it. But Hogwarts Legacy was the one that I fully completed, like every side mission.
Oh
like,
wow, yeah,
pretty much
pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, like I got every in-game achievement that you can get. Not all the Steam achievements, but every in-game achievement that you can unlock. Every progress bar had 100% on it. Did all that stuff. So that one was a great game. And then that's the one game that I played then 100% of that didn't come out with any DLC.
Well, at least they remained at 100%.
Like, what are the odds? But yeah,
that
Indiana
is weird
Jones
that the
huge.
game didn't get a DLC.
Yeah, I feel like they're saving it for like a sequel game, which I would not be surprised. It did incredibly well.
Yeah,
like incredibly.
That's why I'm
well.
so surprised.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's a world that'd be so easy to do a DLC.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, yeah, but this game was fantastic.
Hogwarts Legacy 2.
Hogwarts Legacy 2.
The Curse of Dobby.
All right. Well, let's transition gears here. I found an article called I Have You Now, Darth Vader's lightsaber from Star Wars. Guess how much it sold for at auction? This is
an actual prop?
This is a screen used prop made Star Wars history last week with a winning bid. So just take a wild guess.
5 million.
This is the one from Empire Strikes Back.
That's like the official Vader saber.
This is like the stunt saber from
It's a stunt
the
saber,
big
not
fights.
the high quality close up one.
Right. Well, it's kind of both. And that's where this particular stunt version is like very highly priced because it's got all the details you'd expect on the replica versions. But it's a prop version and a stunt version. It's like kind of like it's like an all-in-one.
They do like hybrids.
Yeah, so I think this is all-in-one, but it was listed as a like stunt prop.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say 5 million
used in dueling. 5 million, you say? Okay, not 5 million, not that much.
No, I wouldn't have been surprised though.
3.6.
Yeah, I mean it's not that far off.
$3.6 million makes it the most expensive lightsaber in the world. The eye-watering winning bid was a cool 2.9 million, which is 3.6 million including the buyer's premium, which makes.
Do you think George wishes he held on to all that stuff?
Can you imagine if George was the guy who bought it?
Could you imagine if George was the guy who sold it and he has a warehouse full of stuff that he just sells off every once in a while under some secret name?
That'd be crazy. Hey George, why after all these years have you come to spend $3.6 million on buying your own stuff back?
Well, I just want my stuff back. Yeah, I'm opening up a museum next year, and I need some stuff to put on the shelf, and ticket sales, right? People want to see a $3.5 million lightsaber.
I don't like when people take my stuff.
I don't like it when people take my stuff. My stuff is my stuff, man. I'm not doing it for the fans.
All right, George. Looking forward to that museum. Can't imagine how expensive it is. You're buying all your stuff back.
Yeah, the official catalog describes it as constructed from a vintage British press camera flash handle that was transformed into Vader's and Fame's weapon.
Those are so expensive now.
Yeah. Prop Stores Entertainment memorabilia live auction for Lord Darth Vader's wicked lightsaber was held last Thursday for in-person, online, absentee, and old-fashioned phone bidding at the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA, where a total sum of $3.654 million became the final hammer price for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to perhaps own the holy grail of all Star Wars treasure. Would you consider this piece the holy grail of Star Wars treasure?
I mean, Empire Strikes Back is probably the most iconic of the films, and it's mainly because of Darth Vader and Luke.
That duel.
Yeah, and Darth Vader, like the saber that he uses in Empire Strikes Back is what people consider like the official Darth Vader saber.
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, it's screen used, so it's part of history and pop culture. So I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of ticks all the boxes. Like, if you were to pick a definitive, iconic Star Wars moment, it's probably the I am your father moment, right? And that's that duel, and that's that lightsaber from that movie.
They had more than one, so I'm not sure if that's the one from that they used in that take.
Right, yeah, you never know with the stunts, with the props. You almost never know, right? Like it's really hard for anyone. So you have to have a professional screen matcher to analyze the footage, the prop. You have to put like, okay, this is that one from that take or whatever, and they usually bring that down to like every little nick on the.
It's so hard to see.
It's very hard to see, right? And it's a dark sequence that takes place, so it's visually like not easy to see the details on that particular prop. And you also have someone with gloves like grasping the thing with two hands.
Yeah.
Because he fights with two hands usually, Darth Vader. So it's a tough one, right? But it's from that film, and the film after, I believe they also did say it was possible, also used in Return of the Jedi, but definitely as old as Empire. And it was a screen match hero prop wielded by David Prowse and the legendary stuntman Bob Anderson for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be the Holy Grail other than Luke's or Anakin's lightsaber, the blue one, right, being used in the same shot.
Right, yeah.
The same take.
If you get the pair.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude, $6 million. Yeah.
But you have the definitive
the definitive set.
Yeah. You and your friends could recreate that moment with the same weapons.
So George, why are you back?
I wanted the set. I gotta have the set.
I already have the other one.
I already have the other one. Gotta have two of them.
I actually got about 3 of each now.
Go big or go home, homie.
You just called me homie, George?
Yeah.
All right. Star Wars actor confirms the return of this fan favorite Clone Wars character. Can you guess who it is?
Man, you're giving me no context.
Okay,
There's thousands of characters.
Throw a guess out there for a fan favorite Clone Wars. This character that started in Clone Wars. Fan favorite Clone Wars character. Yeah, the return yet again. I'll say yet again because he's returned many times.
Many times.
Many times.
Is it that bounty hunter with the big hat?
Embo? No.
Embo?
I don't know. He's not a fan favorite, I don't think.
I would consider him a fan favorite.
It's
is it a clone?
He's voiced by Jim Cummings.
So one of like the 3 voice actors.
He's voiced by D. Bradley Baker. No.
Oh wow!
Could be one of 50 characters.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is none other than Hondo Ohnaka.
Oh man, how did I not guess that?
Yeah, fan favorite, back again.
I guess it feels like it's too obvious.
Yeah,
because it seems like he's back.
He's back all the time.
It seems like he never left.
Yeah, he's like he never left. Yeah, oh, he was back.
Kirk was just talking to him at the park, probably within the last 4 hours.
Exactly. So at a recent convention, when promoting Andreas Deja, 30 years of Disney villains at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, legendary voice actor Jim Cummings confirmed that Hondo Ohnaka is returning to the screen. And there was a chat that happened exclusively with the direct.
So that means it must be like one of the upcoming shows?
I guess so, yeah. So Cummings told fans to stay tuned as the self-serving yet hilarious Weequay pirate was first introduced in the Clone Wars.
There's also the Maul show.
Yeah, Maul Shadow Lord. So when asked whether Hondo might appear in Maul Shadow Lord, a sequel to the Clone Wars, Jim Cummings winked while saying, "I think you're going to you're going to have to stay tuned because Hondo is not done yet." Jim Cummings went on to say what he loves about the lovable rogue, admitting he's one of my favorites. And he says, he's one of my favorites because he's a lovable rogue. You could probably actually trust him. He looks out for Ezra, and he looks out for the younglings, as they call him, and he won't do anything to harm anybody, but I wouldn't want to play cards with him. Yeah, well, actually, I think we have seen him as a more of a dangerous guy, especially when he was raiding those like pirate farms.
Early on,
when
we first meet him as a pirate, for sure.
Yeah, and then he gets soft. He kind of gets soft as we see him.
Yeah, he definitely gets softer as time has gone by, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's still just as scummy.
He's still scummy, but he's less like... He's like, oh, this guy's not going to murder me.
Right. You know? Yeah, because I feel like he's become soft since the showdown with Ahsoka when they're on the tanks.
Yeah.
I think like that's his debut arc, wasn't it?
Yeah. He delivers rocket launchers as well to
Dooku or something, right? Isn't he going to like try to take her to Dooku?
It was when Ahsoka is helping fight on Onderon, and Obi-Wan and Anakin send them rocket launchers illegally because the Republic can't step into the Onderon fight, and they use Hondo to transport the rocket launchers, and he drops them off, and then he gets out of there as soon as the fighting starts.
That's the first time we meet him?
Well, my work here is done. He goes off. No, that's not the first time we meet him. That's that's later in the season 5 or something, or season 4.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're right. Like we see him in the Dooku arc where it was like Dooku captured.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. That one.
Yeah. And then there's another episode where I think Dooku comes back to seek revenge on Hondo because of that episode.
Right.
And I think he either sends Savage Press or maybe he does it himself, or there was like something about that. He's shown up so many times, right? And I'm trying to think if he was in the Bad Batch or not, but
Hondo,
yeah,
show up at some point, right?
I feel like he would have, but at the same time, I don't actually know because I've only ever seen the show all the way through once. I think
I watched the first season or 2 twice, but the rest of them, yeah.
Oh, true enough, yeah. I just can't remember that detail if he's in it because it would have been like maybe one episode, but he was in Rebels.
It was in Rebels, yeah.
And
surprised I'm kind of disappointed that he never showed up in
Ahsoka.
Gosh, what was that? I mean that too, but I was gonna say the one the show that just came out long ago with the kids. Why am I blanking on that?
It wasn't one of the Tales of.
No, the live action one.
Oh, Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
that
couldn't
would have
think
been
of
a really good like show for him to show up in. Actually,
Yeah, he would have fit in that perfectly.
He would have.
I guess maybe they didn't want him to like compete with Jude Law,
too many pirates. Yeah, too many. Maybe they just didn't want him taking away the spotlight.
Even just a cameo when they're on like that pirate.
Yeah, it would have been
like
cool.
Space station
Would have been cool, but I guess kids do get to see him all the time at the Galaxy's Edge, and that I guess that maybe they were like, yeah, well, you know, he's doing that like there, and who knows. That would have been cool though. I would have loved to have seen him in Skeleton Crew. I think that show did need. I feel like that was the one thing that we were kind of missing from that show is like some kind of like big shot sort of cameo from somebody.
Maybe they're trying to get away from that.
I think so.
I feel like there's a lot of backlash from Force Awakens for every prop being a cameo.
Yeah, possibly.
Like Easter egg.
Possibly. We got an exclusive Crunchyroll news. The Art of Star Wars: A New Hope, the manga collector's edition cover revealed. So there's a Kickstarter currently underway for art books based on the Eisner-winning manga. And I didn't know about this, but Dark Horse Comics and Lucasfilm have teamed up to deliver a Kickstarter for The Art of Star Wars: A New Hope, the manga, a deluxe set of highlighting the work of manga author Hisao Tamaki. The book features never-before-seen art boards in their original right-to-left orientation and more. We now have an exclusive look at the cover reveal for the collector's edition. Dark Horse scanned and assembled the original art boards showcasing the work that went into the Eisner Award-winning manga that originally debuted in 1997. Check out the cover for the Art of Star Wars: A New Hope right here. This is the books right here.
Look pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
The Death Star and Death Star 2.
Yeah, so it's a 2-volume set, and it comes in this like slipcase box. Volume 1 is like blue, volume 2 is red. It's a 2-volume. Yeah, it's the original. So this is the it's just Star Wars, the manga adaptation. So that's like just the first 1977 story. It's a 2-volume hardcover set presenting Tamaki's artwork in high resolution, with Kickstarter exclusive cover and new English translation that's taken directly from Tamaki's handwritten Japanese text. This edition is perfect for fans looking to read the masterful adaptation for the first time. So I just thought it was pretty cool. It'll be available in 2026 as a retail version, but for this particular collector's edition, you'll definitely want to get in on that Kickstarter, I guess. The campaign also includes options like a art print set, which features 6 prints of standout pages, large format, 3-panel folio with 2 complete print sets from that as well. So it's kind of neat.
You gonna get it?
Merchandising? No, I'm good.
You already got these big books over.
I already got the Tashin books from Paul Duncan. Those are enough for me. I don't want to I have to be really picky and choosy of what I get these days because you only get so much space, right? It's a finite resource.
You can always just get a bigger house.
More shelves.
You sound so excited about the prospect.
Oh man. Okay. Another thing, Star Wars Mark Hamill believed returning as Luke Skywalker for Disney's sequels would be a mistake, but felt compelled after Harrison Ford signed on. This is a recent IGN piece of news here.
It's ironic because I always felt like Harrison Ford would be the one who would not want to do it.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he's never been a fan of the character Han Solo.
He did say...
Or Star Wars in general.
Right. You'd think so. I guess... Yeah, it is kind of weird. It's kind of backwards, isn't it?
It's like he loves Indiana Jones. That's like his thing.
Well, I love that paycheck.
I mean, that's probably the truth of it, if we're honest.
Yeah.
But he always seems grumpy when he gets questions about Star Wars, though.
Yeah.
He just dislikes it so much. Well, at least until Disney said he's not allowed to be grumpy about it.
Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, Hamill admitted that he had real reservations about agreeing to return, believed that he wouldn't be the only one of the saga's classic cast to turn Disney down until he read that even Harrison Ford was coming back as Han Solo. I had real reservations about coming back, Mark says. I thought it would be a mistake. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. They should really focus on a new generation of characters. And I thought, well, Harrison is not going to do it anyway. You could see his irritation with constantly having to talk about Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly what I was getting at.
Once I saw the press that he had accepted, I felt like I had been drafted, because if I'm the only one who says no, I'll be the most hated man in nerddom.
He's not wrong.
So then he went on to appear in all three.
I bet they convinced him by telling him they'll do Indiana Jones if he does Star Wars.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, probably. I could see that too. I like, and that's the thing. He would never admit that, I don't think. Unless it was like,
I feel like he might.
Maybe on his deathbed or something.
That's his something he needs to get to the public on his deathbed.
You're right. He writes a book, and like
People
the
need
last
to
page
know.
is like, people need to know.
I only
would not
did
have
Star
done
Wars.
the sequels if I didn't get to do Indiana Jones 5.
It's a great film. People are gonna love it.
People are gonna love it. It's the pinnacle to the series.
It's the pinnacle of cinema. I feel like that had to be the reason.
Yeah,
That's what I would
probably.
bet on.
Yeah, I think so. I think they gave him a massive paycheck.
I mean, probably that too.
I mean, that movie made much money.
Didn't he have a young kid at the time or something?
What, Harrison Ford? No.
I thought so. Am I crazy?
No, I don't think they had a young
I know
kid.
George has a young kid now.
Yeah, George's.
I thought Harrison
George's
did too.
kids are all grown up now, but
Well, he got remarried, and I think she had a kid or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Harrison Ford's,
or maybe it's his. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's TFA deal. Yeah, $34 million. That was the alleged report. And then of course, 0.5% of gross take in the film, which was another like $9 million or something. So he basically made like $40 million.
I mean, I would do one movie for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason that like Robert Downey keeps doing Marvel stuff, because they give him a $50 million paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, who says no to that, you know?
Well, I will say, at what point do you just have made so much money that it's like it's of no benefit to you anymore?
Well, that's when you agree to kill off your character, and then you come back as like a memory or a Force Ghost for
Or
half the amount, for $20 million.
Come back as a villain for some reason. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Lego Death Star. There was a new Lego Death Star that was recently announced, and originally we weren't going to bring this up until we both kind of had a laugh over the fact that we both have reservations about this particular set. This is a 9,023 piece set, set number 75419. It's being released in about a month from now, and it will be selling for 1,000 USD. Yeah, it's up for pre-order, I think. 1,000 USD. The previous versions include, I think there's 2 or 3.
There's a queue on the Lego website right now. Did it release today?
Are you serious? Did it release today?
Thank you for waiting. Due to high demand, you have been placed in a queue to visit lego.com.
Wow. Okay, well, you can...
Maybe it's a sale.
Can't even visit lego.com right now. Crazy.
It's 2025.
That is insane.
They need better servers.
So the Lego Death Star, it's kind of weird because the previous Death Stars have all been either playset style spherical sets.
The best one is the Death Star 2.
And then there is also the first Death Star that they ever made in Lego, which is the Death Star 2.
That's the best one, yeah.
And that one is just kind of a UCS style model.
Yeah, which I feel like that's what people want. Right?
That's set
at least that's what I want.
10143 with 3,449 pieces. And it's really cool to look at. It's not exactly your average play set.
A friend of mine had it, and it looks... Because like the way Lego is with the bumps,
the studs,
the studs.
Really looks.
Oh yeah,
good, right?
Especially in the part where it's like unfinished,
right?
Like on the Death Star 2, it looks really good.
Yeah,
it has a really nice silhouette.
And then the following 2 Death Stars were spherical playsets, like what we were just saying. And the minifigure lineup for those have always been very impressive, with 15, 20 figs or whatever.
But they've those. They could have done so much better if they just bothered to put like gray panels on them.
Yeah. So this most recent one, though, is kind of crazy because it's a wedge. It's like if they took
It's like flat,
a
right?
slice out of a sphere, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fully flat, so you have to display it against a wall. And it's kind of like a multi-leveled thing that displays different scenes, kind of like how the previous versions did it, but on a more two-dimensional 2.5D scale, I guess.
This feels like a weird choice, because didn't all the dioramas not sell very well?
I don't know about the dioramas not selling
That's what-
well,
that's
but
what I
I
had
know
heard.
that
I don't know if it's true. That's
they-
a rumor. Don't
they've also
take me on my word.
combined Death Star 1 and 2 scenes.
Hey, yeah, you're right. I just realized they got the Emperor's throne room from episode 2.
Yeah, they have the trash
Or from
compactor.
episode
They
6.
have episode 6's, Emperor's throne room scene. I think the most impressive
It's kind of
part.
confusing. I don't know how they would do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the most impressive part about this is that it comes with 38 minifigures in the set, which is really a lot.
That is a lot.
It
But
is a
I'm going to
lot.
be honest. If I went on Bricklink, I could probably get a lot more than that for what, $1,300 Canadian.
That's the thing. Is like that's what most people are saying is the minifigure lineup and for the figures that they include in the set are actually not as good as they should be.
Right.
One of them being C-3PO is it does not have the same quality of the printing as the one that you get in the C-3PO set.
It comes with George Lucas.
Oh, look at that.
It's Lego George Lucas.
Lego bin. Also, I mean, like out of those 38 figs, like 6 of those are just stormtroopers.
Yeah, so that's pretty generic.
Right.
But do they at least have like superior printing or something?
Well,
Or are they
no,
just
that's what I mean. Like a lot of the figs in this set are figures that you could find in another set.
Right. There's the Imperial officers and stuff.
Yeah, like there's some very generic figures in here which don't have all exclusive printing for this set. Like I would imagine that if someone's paying over $1,000 for a set like this one, I would really hope that it would have very highly exclusive figures. Maybe the stormtroopers do have like special printing, but apparently they don't, which is really kind of a shame. It is really neat that they anything that they make with Star Wars and Lego to me is always like cool, but I mean, I don't think this is worth the price tag that they put on it. Like it's kind of insane. For the same
I had
amount
high
of money,
hopes when they said UCS Death Star. This is not at all what I had expected.
no, and for the same amount of money, you can buy that UCS Millennium Falcon.
That's
which
way more
would be,
impressive, in my opinion.
which is
But it's been out a long time.
It's been out a long time, but it's a way more impressive looking build.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. No, for sure. I wonder. Since then, there has been Lego inflation. So I am curious.
Shrinkflation.
That's part of it. I am curious if you look at like part count comparison between the Falcon and the Death Star. Do we know what that is?
Yeah, so the Millennium Falcon has what is it, 7,541 pieces. And this one includes over 9,000.
So it is more pieces.
It is more pieces, yeah. And there's more figures.
I'd be curious if you put them side by side to see the scale difference.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think like the shape of the Falcon is probably around the same circumference as the Death Star, but the Death Star does have more pieces to
Like smaller
to it.
pieces because of all the scenes and everything. It's
Right.
probably a lot of small intricate pieces.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of like internal mechanical elements where you can like move, like turn a dial and like something happens. And so like there's a lot of pieces that are
Right. so you can
technical
recreate
style.
Scenes.
Yeah, there's technical Lego in there that'll like, create some play function to it. And that also takes up piece count, making those design elements, right? Like the functionality to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It is an impressive set. Is it worth the money? In my opinion, probably not. Would it be a better deal if it was maybe priced exactly like the Falcon? Like probably. But
Sure, it'd be
I
a
don't
better
know.
deal, but
I don't know.
it's not a type of set that I'm personally interested in.
No, it's not.
That's like the main thing at the end of the day for me.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like I feel like the Falcon or the UCS fire spray, or what's it called now? Razor Crest. Like those are all like, I feel like the big thing for Star Wars has always been like vehicles, where the structure or display things never seem to do as well.
Right.
Like the average fan, I think, gravitates towards more vehicle stuff.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Star Wars is known for too, is like the ships,
and like tanks, the AT-ATs and stuff.
To George's dismay.
Right.
It's not about spaceships.
All right. Second last thing, because I know you got an article to kind of bring up as well.
Yeah, if we want to talk about it.
Is this new VR, and we have spoken about this before, and we've been previewing it and hinting at it for, a number of months now, ever since it was first teased earlier this year at Celebration. But they have finally revealed a full trailer and more details on the next Star Wars VR game for Quest. This is a Quest 3 and 3S exclusive, and it is called Star Wars Beyond Victory. So let's take a listen to the trailer, and then we can just dissect it.
Raw speed, lightning reflexes, and around every turn, the chance to chase your destiny.
On your pod last night. Did it race?
Yeah, winning races is sort of my thing.
This is the Hut Coliseum where they hold the championship pod race.
And we're going to rob it.
You want to know what I learned from Sebulba? Only way to win is do what others are willing to do.
I know what you're going to say, and I am being careful. I am.
Meddling in Hut business is about as far from being careful as I can imagine.
You stole from me.
The excitement on the sidelines is palpable. And they're off. Look that
This is mostly visual. I just realized nobody has any idea what we're like looking at.
Yeah.
Push it, Rolo. Everything's riding on this.
It's a lot of pod racing.
You in?
All right. It's available October 7th. So on MetaQuest 3 and 3S.
Did you recognize Greg Proops?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
They got him.
They're side by side. Boongla boonga.
Is that actually him, or did they maybe just get a voice double?
I'm pretty sure it's him.
Yeah?
He's not. I can't imagine him being an expensive voice actor to hire for something.
Bobby, yeah.
He's a comedian.
Sorry, what's his name again?
Greg Proops.
Greg Proops once again voices Fode.
Yeah,
there you go.
Nice.
So he's back.
I always liked him.
Awesome.
But even hear the other guy. Hongdala boonga.
There's 3 modes that this game offers.
There's only 2 heads.
There's adventure mode, arcade mode, and playset mode. So playset mode, where we heard less dialogue in the trailer there, that invites players to unleash their creativity in a dynamic sandbox where you can use unlockable digital action figures and models, including vehicles, iconic characters. You can populate your physical environment around you and stage your own stories. So it looks like basically it's like you get a little C-3PO. You can scale him up to your full size or shrink him down to an action figure. You could pose him however you like and then set him up in your room as a virtual model that stands there, and you can just kind of...
So instead of spending $3.8 million on a screen use prop, you can just get a virtual one.
Yeah. Pretty much. Exactly. That's exactly how it is. And you can like set up scenes in your room with all these ships and explosions and stuff, and just kind of, I guess, have it be this cool looking thing. And because it's mixed reality, don't forget it's mixing that VR element inside your physical space. So you would be, seeing your room and then these other virtual elements inside of it. Arcade mode transforms players' physical space into a hollow table style racing arena where high-speed pod races are controlled from a top-down view. Each track features multiple paths to finish line, providing fast, replayable, fun, fan classic arcade gameplay.
I was very surprised to see how much of it was like board game style.
Yeah, it's not actual like first person.
Yeah, because to me, VR is about the immersion. It's about being in that place and seeing everything like full scale.
So I think that's why one of the key things to take away from this is it's not necessarily a VR game rather than a mixed reality playset. That's what they're calling it.
Right.
But
I still think people are going to be disappointed.
See, I agree with you where I find it's like a missed opportunity that they didn't make a VR fully immersive first person drive a pod race element to this game.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, it's probably super hard to do. And to make it like pod racers like are like flying all over the place.
Yeah, like it's definitely also a lot more computing power. Like
I just meant like immersion wise, if whatever, like if you have the virtual reality helmet on, what you're looking at, it's going to be very stationary compared to like the whiplash you see in Phantom Menace.
Right.
Of the pods.
Yeah, and there's that. But I mean, I think so I guess I have two thoughts about this. One is it seems like X Labs has always kind of tried to keep up with the current hardware as a benchmark for like how can we create a cool product for this hardware, right? And the key thing with the Quest 3 and 3S is it's really targeting that mixed reality element to VR.
Right.
Whereas
so they're going with the hardware trend.
They're going with the hardware trend of building for that headset. Whereas the Quest 2 and prior and other VR headsets, they built for those headsets. So on the Vive, when I had my HTC Vive, they had that Trials on Tatooine game, which was the first thing that X Labs ever did. And that was that random little thing where you're on Tatooine, R2-D2 comes off the Falcon, gives you a lightsaber, stormtroopers come out of nowhere, you deflect some bullets, and then or blaster bolts, and then R2 goes back on the ship and gets away on the Falcon, and that's it, right? Like it's just like a 5 minute little story.
It was a cool proof of concept.
It was a really cool proof of concept, and that's what fed the technology that led to the first actual game that they did, which was Vader Immortal, and that was for the Quest.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's for the Quest, and that was like chapter 1, and they did a total of 3. So they made like a trilogy of story for that game. So you had to kind of buy all 3 separate chapters, and they all had a lightsaber dojo mode in there, and they all had the story element to it, and you could keep playing the lightsaber dojo to unlock more lightsabers and get more stamps and stuff like that. Then they did, I think it was a bit of a partnership, but they did that Star Wars VR pinball game as well, also for the Quest and the Quest 2.
Was there something on Batu?
That one was after. So then they did the VR one. I think maybe that one came before the Batu one, but same thing, kind of like this playset mode where you had like a virtual kind of sort of nerd cave, and things that you unlocked by playing the different pinballs in VR. You could like win like a Mandalorian helmet, and then you can set it up on your shelf in the living room somewhere.
Oh, cool.
And it was like a virtual like room that you could like keep your collectibles in VR, like on display.
So it's like you actually went to an arcade.
Yeah. Except it was like
you went to Chuck E. Cheese and you traded in your tickets.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like stylized as if this was your house in your basement.
Right.
So there was like a TV on the wall and like a Star Wars Cantina style kitchen and like stairs that go up to another floor that you can't go up and follow, and then there was like a sliding door to go to the backyard and stuff, right? But it was like stylized as if it was like a Star Wars house. That was kind of cool. And then they did the Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, which was the role-playing game style. Yeah, that one was probably their first big, doesn't feel like a mini story game. Like, whereas the Vader ones, if you play through those, they're each like between 35 and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they do kind of, you need to have all 3 to really make a meaningful, like, actual game out of it.
I think what I enjoyed both those, though, is it felt like you were in like a 3-episode.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Say Clone Wars.
Yeah, for sure. The Batu one was great because like it actually did have some length to it, and there was like some side missions that you could do, and then there was things that you could collect in the wilderness when you were exploring and unlock the like side mission stories, which each were also like 25-30 minutes each, and there was like 2 of those, right? So it was like that was a really proper full game. But that was the last one that they did for VR on the Quest 2.
How long ago was that?
And then they had a DLC for that game as well. Like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then, no, maybe like 2 years ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. And then now with the Quest 3 and 3S, they're moving on to the mixed reality aspect of the hardware. So that's where this game comes into play.
Do you know if the hardware creators, Facebook or whatever, if they're planning to continue that direction, or are they going to go back to more
they're
immersive?
Yeah, they're continuing with the mixed reality, the MR style, but that doesn't mean that it's not also a VR. The weird thing with like budget MR headsets right now is that it is a VR headset, including the Apple Vision Pro. It is a VR headset. The only thing that makes it a mixed reality headset or MR at all is that it uses cameras that are undistorted in a way that it lines up fairly well with your physical environment. And so what you're able to do is use the pass-through of the VR headset to then make it look like it's looking through the headset itself, lenses. But it's really just the cameras that are doing the work. So it's kind of cheating the MR
That's
aspect.
What it's going to be like to be a cyborg if you replace your eyes.
Pretty much, yeah. so it's kind of a cheat, but because it's not really it's not transparent screens or anything that like do this stuff. But I feel like that's kind of what MR is standardized to be now with the limitations of our hardware. Transparent screens are a thing, but they're just way too expensive to put in every single mass consumer product.
A Google Glass situation?
No, there's actually like transparent TVs that exist that have been shown at CES and stuff like for the last couple of years, but who owns a transparent TV, right? Like nobody.
I assume it's still prototype mode. Like,
yeah, it kind of is.
Do companies sell it?
Yeah, like they're like, it's for enterprise and super wealthy people who want a transparent TV. The thing is, like, why would you want a transparent TV? Like why would you want something on the other side coming through your image?
If it was your window, you could have your actual window looking through, or you could change it so it looks like you're at the beach, you're by the forest, you change the time of day.
It's not that good. It's like, it's transparent, but it's always transparent. So like everything that the TV shows still has some sort of translucence to it. So if I were to put my hand behind, like, if my face was on the TV and I put like a real person behind my face being like shown on the TV, you'd still see like a little bit something
of it come through.
Yeah. So it's not perfect, right? So I feel like MR, this is kind of what MR is. MR is basically just VR with the better cameras to make it look like it's MR. That's kind of what that is. But anyway, there's no reason that you couldn't run this game on a traditional VR headset. It would take a bit of hacking to do it. But the last mode that this game offers, which is the adventure mode, would be kind of weird. And why I say that is because this delivers the primary narrative journey, placing the players in the role of Volo Bolas, an ambitious four-armed pilot mentored by none other than the Podracing legend Sebulba.
They bend quadraneros.
Through a mix of fully immersive VR and mixed reality, players will experience an epic Star Wars story from a bold new perspective. Other characters seen in new key art for Beyond Victory include Sebulba's pink-haired business partner, Luda, Volo's Alina friend, Dalen Tyrell, a Twi'lek mechanic named Sorna, and Gracchus the Hutt, who I believe we may have also seen Gracchus recently in the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, or the images that they released. Which is a character to fans of Marvel, Star Wars. Oh, he was also in the comic books. That's right. Totally forgot about that. And Flagship and the Poe Dameron comics as well. The Star Wars Flagship series and the Poe Dameron comics. So yeah, so that's what adventure mode is. So I think if you don't have the MR ability on your headset and you hacked it to make it work, you'd kind of just be in this black void with these characters sort of standing on this like textured piece of ground with the rest of your environment missing. Mm-hmm. That's what the MR part of it would give you in a traditional VR headset. And then the VR elements, which are fully immersive, would be fine. But
you could just pretend you're in the world between worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I don't actually own a Quest 3 and I don't plan on buying one. The Quest 3S, by the way, is basically a Quest 2 with 2 extra gigs of RAM. So, and better cameras, of course, so that the pass-through isn't complete garbage. So I mean, like, there's no reason that you can't maybe make a hack without some crashing happening. These also don't run on PC. These run on strictly off the headset hardware, which is a bit of a limitation to people trying to hack it on other VR headsets. Not that it can't be done, but I mean, just saying. But yeah, I think I'm going to be waiting for the next one after, it's like...
Is that what you've been trying to do with every 2 generations?
Yeah. Sadly, I think this will be one of the few VR experiences that I won't be able to experience for a while. But because we even did the final one on the list of X Labs stuff. Actually, well, there's another one. It was like a little BB-8 droid bay thing, which was kind of a waste of time. But there was also the hyper reality experience that we went to at the Void in California when it was around. That was called Secrets of the Empire.
So cool.
And that was insane. That was so good. Like you wear the computer, it's all hand tracked in the room.
Yeah, it was like wearing the Ghostbusters pack.
Oh yeah, but like, oh, man, it was like, it's such a shame they got rid of that, because that could have been like, I mean, I feel like if Disneyland like utilized that in their parks somehow.
I think it's just not like feasible for a large amount of people to go through it, because you have such a limitation on how many of those, and then it's a timed event. I'm glad we did it. It was super cool, but I can't imagine how that would work in a park environment.
I'm actually surprised that it did shut down, because like the company itself, I think just didn't, they just couldn't keep up with it financially.
I'm sure
but
it's very expensive.
It is, yeah. But yeah, that was...
And after a while, people aren't going to keep... They've already done it, right? So you're not going to keep going back. It was a paid experience.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And... but that being said, the Vader Immortal Quest trilogy is sort of a successor to the story from Secrets of the Empire. Like, there is some Easter egg connection there, which sort of bridges the 2 separate stories. But yeah, it's cool.
And to give people just a little bit more idea of what it was, is like it's like the other Vader Immortal games, except because you had the computer on your back, you were able to move around an actual environment, and they had extra props and things going on. So, for example, you go on a platform and you go over top of open lava on Mustafar towards Vader's castle. And so they had heaters and stuff, like actually blowing heat at you. So it was like very immersive.
Yeah, and it, like, I think the craziest moment, I think, is when in the game you're all wearing a holographic disguise matrix to make you look like stormtroopers, but you're all rebel troops, like infiltrating Vader's fortress.
Well, they could just give undercover. You actual armor to put on. I don't know. It's probably a lot cheaper.
Probably, yeah. But it does actually, like, you feel like you're in a stormtrooper suit because of this big bulky helmet that you have to wear that has the headset implemented in it. And then you're wearing this big backpack with the computer on the back, which is kind of like adding to this bulked up armor feel, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the craziest moment is like when you like the physical environment's fully mapped out to the game. So in the game, if you reach out with your arm, you see the arm of an armored stormtrooper hand. Yeah. Fully mapped, all your fingers and everything line up. Everything's perfect.
Did we wear gloves?
No, I don't think so. I think
So it was just like
it was just estimated. It was all from cameras around the room.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you reached out and you touched a wall in the game, the physical wall was there.
Right. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
And
I felt like that was the case.
Everything was fully mapped out, like all the detail on the wall and everything.
So what you were seeing was virtual, but you're actually in that environment.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the craziest thing was when you reached out at an E11 at the weapons rack, like the E11s all lined up on the thing. Of course, what you're going to do is you're going to grab like 2 and start like firing in the air, like, because that's what we were doing. Like, and like after like 2 seconds of us fooling around, as soon as we get the blasters.
Oh, then we're immediately caught.
The alarms go off.
Yeah.
And the story goes, like, because I think they know that everyone's going to do this, right? Right. Like, and then of course the base is alerted to your presence, and then they come after you, and then so now you're running around.
And then we had to fight our way out.
Yeah, we had to go down a hallway and like turn the corner, and then like we were on this like area with like a balcony, and then we were shooting at stormtroopers across this like giant void.
It was super cool.
And then Vader came out, and it was like you could. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And then you see like the secret weapon out of the box that you're trying to steal, and you don't end up getting it, I don't think. And then the rebels come and like blast a hole in the place, and like you have to jump aboard the ramp to get up the ship, and like the ramp was there, and you were like going up an actual like incline into the ship, and then it kind of pulls away, and something shuts behind you because now you can't exit out, and the back of the door is like the ship is all closed up and everything. It's like, man, like
crazy,
so immersive.
That's like honestly, that is peak VR. What I would want to experience.
Yeah, and like there's no, I mean, like because everything's fully mapped out perfectly, you know, like there's no way to recreate that at home, right? Like it's the kind of thing you have to go somewhere to experience.
That's the thing, right? Because they actually build a set for you to walk around in.
Yeah, so like I don't know, it is a shame that that company shut down. I do wish that at some point Disney brings it back and maybe like, you know, somehow is able to carry that experience forward, because like there's no better way to experience VR than hyper reality. That's what they called it. It's hyper reality.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It wasn't just virtual reality. It was like,
man, I would put that up with the Star Wars hotel ship they did as like
Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah, just something that if you didn't experience, I don't know if they're ever gonna bring it back.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's also an experience that, like, I mean, a lot of people missed out on.
Yeah, it was priced very high.
It was
yeah. You'd have to put your whole family vacation to just do that.
Right.
For the year.
And like with the hyper reality experience, like it wasn't cheap, but it was
it wasn't
very affordable compared to like staying at Galactic Star Cruiser.
Not even close.
Like, yeah.
Wasn't it like $40 or something?
Like US, I think. Yeah, it was like between
US,
40 and $60 or something like
and
that.
this
It was like
almost 10 years ago.
It was like 20 I want to say like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah. So pre-inflation. So I'm getting that. Like the big jump.
Yeah. But it was very cool. Like it was insane. So I mean, I am thankful that they continue to make VR Star Wars experiences, and I think something that's always stuck out to me about the brand is that gaming has always been a venue. Yeah, like Star Wars games have always been a venue and a gateway for a lot of people. You know, it's
for
like,
sure. I know a lot of people that don't even care about a lot of the movies or the comics or whatever. Like maybe they'll go to the movie in the theaters, but they're not like watching it routinely.
Right.
But they love the games.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and there's so many fans of their favorite characters, like from a game or something, and it's like just normal. It's normal for that to be a thing for a long time.
I mean, Dash Rendar.
I mean, like Lego Star Wars games were the Lego games that kicked off the Lego franchise, and you know, I mean, the Battlefront series, like, you know, the KOTOR series.
I'll say the modern Lego Star Wars game, or excuse me, Lego games, because there was games before that. They were just pretty rough.
Like Lego video games.
Yeah, there was games before that. I played Lego Island 2.
Did that come before Lego Star Wars?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
It's in the 90s.
Oh man, I didn't know that. Well, that being said, I mean, like, you know, it's some of the earliest, right? And then of course there was
I feel like that was their first like big hit.
Yeah.
Before that was very niche.
Oh, that's true. Okay, they did have a few older games than that, but
I mean, to your point, you hadn't even heard of it. Right. So that's what I'm saying. That was their first like really renowned game.
Yeah. And I mean, Star Wars video games have been going back all the way to like the early 80s. Like there's
X-Wing TIE Fighter. I mean, they had arcade games too, right?
I mean, there's even just the like Star Wars arcade game. Yeah, like the Atari games. I'm just looking at a list here. Like, you know, there's like the Super Star Wars game from Super NES. That was from like the early 90s. But yeah, there's some from the 80s, from like classic arcade games all the way through, you know, home consoles, and you know, it's
with the rise of gaming.
Yeah, it's very impressive when you see the list of Star Wars games. Like,
there's a lot.
Crazy, man. Like,
was it even LucasArts back in the day, or did they just rent the IP?
I don't
like Sega.
Yeah, I don't know if LucasArts was created at that time. LucasArts and modern self-published games began in '93 and ran until 2013. So before '93, it was like other developers that they had, you know, lent the IP to. There was one called Star Wars Jedi Arena by Parker Games, is a lightsaber battle video game for the Atari 2600 by Parker Brothers, and that one was 1983, and it's single and multiplayer. And if I look at like
Return of the Jedi,
like look at this gameplay, it's a little bit like Pong, except with lightsaber blades sticking out.
Right, yeah, it's basically just Pong where you swing
Yeah.
The paddles are sideways and colored.
Yeah. Like it's kind of funny, but
Ping
like
pong meets pong.
it received mixed reviews from critics in 1980. Man, I wonder if Darian played this.
Better ask him and find out.
Oh, he's gonna text me either yes or no. One or the other. He will listen to
We
this.
will update in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll follow through in the next episode. Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, Star Wars video games have been a big thing. So it's cool to see them continue that trend with the modern hardware, the latest at the times as it comes out. So
speaking of which, have you heard anything about the whole Battlefront thing? Is it still going strong, or are people losing interest? Is there?
Oh, that's a good question. Like the latest on Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Yeah, I'm curious. We haven't looked at it in a while. If it's still popular. Or I'm really hoping that people took notice, people at EA or whoever's can do the next games.
So
get Star Wars Battlefront 3. It seems to always die at 2. It's happened so many times.
Okay, so it has dropped off. The hype, the last tail end of the hype was 10,000 players all at once. That was back in July.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute peak earlier this year in June was 35, almost 36,000 players all at once. And it's trickled down to about averaging at about 2,500. Right now, right this second, there's 1,362 online right now. But that's still a decent amount. Like for a game
it's that old.
That is that old that was,
still looks good though.
It still looks fantastic. And like this game launched on Steam with this amount of players, 1358. We're kind of back down to like some more normal numbers now, but like it's still pretty good. Like for a game that is as old as it is, which came out in like 2017, like it's currently doing just as good as like Halo Infinite right now.
It's almost 10 years ago. That's
almost
crazy.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah. So anyway, let's cap things off for the night. You've got one more thing to bring up here, and
we could talk about it next episode. I feel like this is running long.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll talk about it next week.
Unless then we'll have an opportunity to actually read it first.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I'm sure by next week we'll have a report from Kirk about his detailed trip to Galaxy's Edge and Batu on the west. And
hopefully he's caught a flight. Found a ship or a cruiser.
Yeah.
Get him off planet. He's not stranded on Batu.
Yeah, and I feel like also it's worth noting, I believe he's also going to Galaxy's Edge on the East Coast as well. So
I didn't know there was one on the East Coast.
Florida.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's currently on the west. I never
considered that the East Coast for some reason.
It doesn't count.
I don't know why.
No, he's going to the East Coast and he's hitting Orlando, and he will also be in he's doing a full sort of theme park extravaganza.
Right.
So, he's hitting them all.
Is he gonna do Universal as well?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So then, so he hasn't been there yet. So I'm curious then how he'll compare that to Harry Potter World or Land.
Exactly. So I think we'll
like those
follow
are the
up
two
with him again.
Competing immersive parks.
Definitely. Yeah. All right.
He
well,
wear his Jedi robes to the Harry Potter park.
Yeah. Got to get him to pick us up some because they're always out of our sizes when we're down there.
Yeah, it's the worst. They don't have XXL.
All right, mate. We will catch you in the next one.
See you out there. Keep flying.
All right. Thank you so much to our audience. We always appreciate you so much. And, sharing this show with a friend or a family member or another Star Wars fan really helps us out a lot. It helps other fans find the podcast. It helps discovery. It helps the algorithms. And it helps just everybody find Star Wars Escape Pod. So if you're a big fan of the show, another big way to help us out is by leaving 5 stars or even, we'll take 4. What the heck? But we do prefer the full 5. But we do prefer, having any kind of feedback sent to us directly on our email. Things you like, things you didn't like, whatever. We almost never hear from anybody, but the invite is there. But we do love 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or other podcast platforms because it spreads the word. It keeps the podcast relevant in the algorithms and all that. So again, helps us discover, helps other fans discover the show. Because we are approaching episode number 400, we do have some big ambitions to get our numbers up and keep people tuning in. So stay tuned in the weeks ahead. Keep us in your subscribe list, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube as well, using the handle @SW Escape Podcast. May the Force be with you.